We are back with another video. Before we start, subscribe if you haven't. Today, I want to talk about micro influencers and why brands are preferring to work with micro influencers as opposed to the big influencers. I myself, in my line of work, I have also preferred to work with micro influencers. And in this video, I want to share some of the reasons. Okay. So, for example, you might have noticed Mango. Mango is an international brand, but when they came, for the longest time, they weren't working with influencers. In fact, I was surprised to see them working with influencers. And you would be surprised to note that they did not hire macro influencers or mega influencers. Mango hired micro influencers to push their brand. Wow. Like it's amazing. It blew my mind to know that wow, micro influencers have a chance. So here are some of the reasons as to why, I think brands are moving to that direction. And I want to start with a small history because this is a class and we want to understand why things happen the way they do. When it comes to influencing, the history of influencing goes very, very far. Like influencing is not a new concept. And back then in the 1800s, some products, especially like beauty products, it is said that they were made for a certain class of people. So you see, like Kina L'Oreal, that nature of brand, it was not for everyone. It was actually made for the wealthy. But in the 1800s, 1882, there's a marketer, the guy who's called the father of marketing. His name is Thomas. During that time, brands were feeling like they want to create products that are more accessible to, normal people. Like it doesn't have to be that foundation. By the way, things like even like foundations and stuff, they were not for normal working people. They were for the rich. So during that time, they felt, we want to create products that even normal people can buy. And they needed someone who is relatable to put up on the advertising. It was on the billboards of the day or on TV of the day. So they needed someone who was relatable. They got a lady who was a film producer, just a normal lady doing her film things, and her name was Lily, and she became the face of Pearls. Pears. I don't know that it's Pears. It's a soap, and I'm gonna insert it on the screen. Yeah, it's Pears soap. Yeah, she became the face, and now when you see someone you can relate with, you're like, oh, that's Nani from the estate, from the village. You become more inclined to buy, and you realize, oh, so this one is not made for rich people. It's actually made for people like us. And then in the 50s came the Marlboro man. You guys remember the Marlboro guy, yeah? He was on our paper bags, he made smoking very cool for men. It became like it's a masculine thing to smoke and smoke Marlboro. I feel like in that era, even as we were growing up, a lot of men used to smoke. Let's just be honest. Yeah, so that was an influencer who really did a good job of influencing, smoking. And now to like the early 2000s, reality shows now started coming out, yeah, from Jersey Shore to the Kardashians, and this became like the influencers of the day because their shows and social media kind of like married. So when social media started, these are the guys who are being followed. These are the first guys who got followers. Like I know this person from TV, I watch their reality show, so let me follow them. So because they had a big audience, brands were like, okay, we're going to use this person. They have a lot of eyeballs. Our product is going to be visible to many people. And that's how the Kardashians built their empire, promoting products just because they were media personalities. People already knew them. Now, fast forward to today, there are so many Kim Kardashians. Am I lying? There are so many content creators, so many influencers. And now brands are realizing, why should I pay a Kim Kardashian when I can pay 10 people that same amount I would have paid Kim Kardashian alone? Yeah. And in this video, I'm going to link it. You guys can watch it. Kim says she was offered, I don't know how many $1 million for one post on Instagram, guys. One post. So, like for me, in my line of work, I have realized that there's so much value from micro influencers, and I will explain. So, the big guys, these celebrities, let me call them celebrities. Celebrities are good. They will get the following because maybe you know them from TV, maybe you used to watch them on news, they are journalists, or a musician, you know them from their music. So you follow them. Fine, they have the numbers, but like they will not convert for certain products. It's not for everything. So for example, like Nameless, um he will be good for a billboard, but like for social media marketing, influencer marketing, if you give him say like unga to sell, Nameless, first of all, we don't see him cooking. He might have the 1 million, but we don't see him cooking, so it's very very hard to convince his audience to buy unga. It will be obvious that he has been paid, and brands right now are moving away from getting people who it's obvious they have been paid. You know, like how people have been saying that, influencers are being given techno, for example, to promote, yet we clearly know they use iPhones. So brands are really shying away from people like those, which is where micro influencers come in. And the beauty about micro influencers is that they have a very authentic audience, a very high quality audience, because the people who follow micro influencers follow them because genuinely they care about like their lives. Yeah, like I care about what you eat today, what you wear, where you're going. I really care. So if you tell me this shoe you got it from I don't know where, I'm gonna buy it. Okay. As opposed to just a musician who, like, I don't follow the musician because of the food they eat. I follow them because of the stardom, the music, the lights, camera, action. Yeah. So I am not surprised to see that brands are loving micro influencers. And I have worked with so many micro influencers, and I can tell you that they are very valuable. If anything, they are very, very valuable. And then, especially in Kenya, most of these guys with big numbers, their audience, half of that audience just follow them for the gossip. Just for the gossip. So you will give an influencer or, this guy's a product to push, and you wonder why there's not the return on investment. Like they have 1 million followers, for example, but you're not getting the same return for the 1 million followers. It's because their audience, they really don't care about that product. They just want to know, who is he dating, who is he divorcing the next day, But like micro influencers, they have an audience that they have nurtured. It's a community. That's why people like Mango, number one, are working with micro influencers. And then coming back to Mango, I love that they chose micro influencers number one, because the normal ordinary Mango buyer will go to Mango whether or not they have seen an influencer talking about Mango. Imagine they will go when they travel abroad, they go to Mango. They don't need advertising, they actually shop there. So it would have been a mistake to get an influencer who already shops at Mango, number one, or whose audience already shops there. Why waste money? You'd rather even go through to someone whose audience feels as though Mango is very inaccessible. Yeah. Then when they see these influencers talking about Mango, they're like, oh my gosh, so and so can go and buy something at Mango. Then I cannot actually also go there. Yeah. As opposed to, a rich influencer who shops there, there's no need. So I love that Mango, they attracted a new audience and were still able to retain the audience they already had. Because like Mango is at Westgate. The guys who go to Westgate, most of the stores there are very expensive. So they'll see Mango, maybe they were going to grab a croissant, a coffee there, then they're like, oh, let me pop into Mango. Okay. So they would still have gone there, whether they saw, say, Sonal Maherali talking about Mango, they would still have gone there without that marketing. Yeah, micro influencers are great to work with, I have to say, and they'll give you more value actually, because they'll do, I like micro influencers, they do more than is even on the paper. So they give you more value for your investment, as opposed to the big guys who just tell you 1 million bob for one post. Let me know what you guys think. Are you a micro influencer? Are you a brand? Are you trying to get influencers to work with? Let me know in the comments and we can continue the conversation there. Till the next one.